Okay, so here we have our latest completed build. This here is a 2011 E-4 GEM, and we just finished this one about an hour ago, actually. So we just finished our 6-inch hand-built EV Designs lift kit, and like I've said on many of our other videos, we do not use the bolt-on kits that you can buy online. All of our lift kits for the last 23 years that we've been doing this, they all have our signature kind of flair, the way that we build them. So this one has our rear EV Designs drop axle, and you can see how we build this whole entire lower axle down here, and then this is the factory GEM axle up here, and then we lower it. So if we're doing 6 inches, we go down, out, or back and then out. So you can see how much wider it is from the OEM axle. Same on this side, obviously. This one I believe is 3 1/4 of an inch out, and the way that we obtain that measurement is by measuring the backspace and the pitch of the wheels that we're using. So if we're using a different brand of wheel or one that doesn't have much of an offset, we will widen the axle more, and obviously if it's a wheel with less offset, we do less. So this one just sat perfectly at 3 1/4 of an inch. We widen and extend all the brake lines, extend the steering linkage and all that type of stuff. And I'm like super picky when it comes to poke on the tires. I cannot stand when you look at a lifted truck or a lifted golf cart or a lifted GEM car or whatever, and the wheels are like tucked into the car and they're like rolled under the car, and I just hate that. So I'm really anal about trying to widen and extend the wheelbase and have the wheels sit just perfectly in the fender. So if we're doing an E4S model, which is the one with the diamond plate rear bed, we do it differently. It's just every car is done different, and it's done specific to that particular car. We have a lot of people that say, hey, can you just sell us one of your lift kits and mail it to us? And I try to tell people it's just not like that. It's not a kit. It's all built by hand specific to that particular car. And it's just the way I've done it forever, and I'll always do it that way. That way I know that everything's going to be done right. It's going to look perfect. If you look at the way that this sits, the tire sticks out of the fender just about 2 inches, which is a perfect amount of poke compared to the rest of the tire tread. Same on this side. I'm really stickler about everything being even and factory perfect looking. This one has we just installed these brand new matte black mods wheels. I don't know what the specific name of this wheel is. It's a brand new design. And then we did the 23, 10, 14 all trail tires. This one still has the Deca Dominator gel batteries in it, but it is getting a full lithium upgrade kit installed tomorrow morning. This has our two-tone black on charcoal gray custom upholstery with the black stitch thread in between the diamonds. So if you look really carefully, you can see that this is a carbon fiber material on the seats here. And then we did the black stitch thread on here, and then we did the gray carbon fiber, which is the same material as this, on the piping. It's just little things like that I'm really stickler about. So my upholstery guy says, hey, do you want to put any piping on the seat? I'm like, absolutely. And let's use this particular material. So we design everything is done specific to that particular build. We never just use basic seat covers or slip covers or anything like that. Everything is done professionally and to that particular build. So that's what this one has. We shot this car in Kevlar charcoal black. So this is not like the gloss black that's got the real deep black look to it. This is called charcoal black, and it's kind of has almost like a matte look to it if you really step back and look at it from the distance. Just in my opinion, it just is absolutely beautiful. I love the way that this one looks. We did our EV Designs low profile roof rack on this one, and we actually shot this one in matching Kevlar charcoal black just to uniquely fit on this car. We did our LED off-road light bar, and that's hooked up through a separate switch. It's incredibly bright at nighttime. This one has we offer 2 different types of LED flashlights. We do a blacked out version and one that is more like a designer series, and this one is more of the designer series. You kind of see it has a real unique look to it. We smoked the lenses on here, which we do on every GEM that I've pretty much ever built for the last 25 years. I've always smoked the lights on every car that I build. Same in the rear, smoke the rear ones. Blacked out the rear license plate frame here. You know, the light, all that kind of stuff is done. We added our additional LED upper third pillar lights in the rear. Kind of show you what that looks like. So this one has the dual running lights. So you can see how the lights are on up there, top and bottom. And then when you turn on the blinkers, see how that blinks up on the top and blinks on the bottom. It's just, you know, when I say this in every video that I do pretty much, but if somebody's coming up on you in like a Silverado or a F-150 or a Suburban or, you know, a dump truck, who knows? And most of the time their hood is so high that they don't see down there. So it's something I've always done that. I think it's a really cool, very easy thing to do, but it adds a lot of safety, especially when someone's running around with kids in the back and they're taking their kids to soccer practice and, you know, school and things like that. I just love having that extra bit of lighting up there. And then obviously when you hit the brakes, those come on down there. All these light up, and then so does the upper third brake light on the top. This one has the enclosed factory OEM trunk that's obviously finished to match. And you can actually, you know what, here's a really good example. This shows, you can kind of see the difference between the gloss black and the charcoal black. See, if you look real carefully, you can see the difference in the finish. Most people will just think this is black, but when you really get up here and look, you can see the difference in the two colors. So this is, we did this in the regular Kevlar Line-X black, and then we did this in the charcoal black. So you can kind of see the difference in the colors there. Just gives it a little contrast. It's a lot, the little things that make them stand out, in my opinion. We blacked out the whole upper dash. We blacked out the column, the steering wheel. This one has the tilt steering. I think I might have already said that, but you pull that lever over there and then the steering wheel tilts up and down, which is really cool if you have smaller drivers or big tall guys that are driving it. This one has a Kenwood Bluetooth media player head unit with Kenwood 6.5s up front and then Kenwood 6x9s in the rear. This car also has the interior and underbody LED lighting. And this particular customer wanted these on the roof, so that's how we did it on this one. Most of the time I do them down here on the floor, you know, somewhere up under the dash here, or a lot of times we'll put them under the seat just to kind of light up the floor. This guy wanted it on the roof, so that's how we did it. And obviously below the car as well, which is really cool at night. You can throw those on and it just makes it a lot safer, and it's a lot easier to be seen when you're cruising down a dark road, which is where this car is going to be living the rest of its life, up in the mountains of Flagstaff. So let me turn all this off here. This car also has the brand new front pre-runner bumper. This is our EV Designs front pre-runner bumper that we just installed and powder coated that in gloss black just to kind of give it a bit of a contrast. And all new seat belts, you know, like we do on all of our cars, the low profile seat belts. I hate having the big seat belts up here that are hanging down and they whack, you know, smack into the side of the car and they're always hanging down. It's just like a pet peeve of mine. So got rid of those and we put these low profile seat belts on every gem that we build. Just a much sleeker, cooler look in my opinion. So I'll take this thing for a real quick ride just to show you how well it drives. Let me slide this seat back a little bit. There we go. There's the headlights. You can see how bright the lights are there. So it also has the D&D 11.6 peak horsepower high-speed motor, and it runs about 40, almost 38 to 40. When we put that new lithium kit in there tomorrow, it's really gonna haul ass. But it's just smooth as glass. I'm not even touching the steering wheel right now. I'm just cruising it. Look, it's straight as an arrow. Quiet, hit the brakes, stops absolutely perfectly. And that's kind of the way we want them to run. A lot of people think, you know, hey, just when they're lifted like that, I bet that ride's like shit, or sorry for the bad language, but I bet that ride's terrible. And you know, it's all notchy and like you're in a big lifted truck. That's not the case. All of our gems ride. Actually, our lifted gems actually handle, steer, maneuver, and roll smoother than a stock gem car would. And I know people probably think that's just hype, or I'm just saying that. But until you drive one of our lifted gem cars, most people don't really buy that until they get in one of our cars and cruise it. And then when they do, they say, wow, you're right, the thing does drive smooth. So anyways, that is our latest build, and this one is heading up to Flagstaff. If you like this car, you like any gem that we built in the past, or you may have an idea for one that you want to build in the future, check us out, EV Designs or Elevate Designs. Just go to any search engine and type in custom gem cars, and we will pop right up. Sorry, I'm not a very good cameraman, so this thing's bouncing all over the place. But yeah, there she is.